Hi, my name is Robert Chelle with Chelle Law, and I assist veterinary associates with employment contract and independent contractor agreement issues. Today I'm going to talk about what I do as an attorney that assists veterinary associates and what a general review looks like when somebody asks me to assist them. So first, the general process is a veterinary associate has a new contract. Many times they're just coming out of school or training, and this is the first contract that they've had, and they just want to go over it together. And it's obviously we review the contract, but it's almost more of an educational session as well, where I'm just kind of going over, all right, these are the industry standard type things. These are the things you need to look for. And therefore, if they do, move on their career, they at least have a better understanding of, what should be in a contract and the red flag areas. So some of the things that are probably most important to most veterinary associates, obviously compensation is pretty important for most. There's kind of two main, I would say, compensation models. First, just a straight base salary, pretty common in the veterinary industry, pretty simple as well. The other, obviously, kind of a pro-sal method. And it could be a combination of salary and production, pro-sal. That's why it's called that. It could be, a hybrid of many different versions where it's just pure collections, meaning whatever the practice receives based on your services, you get a percentage of that. The biggest red flag is negative accrual. If you are starting anywhere, it's going to take time to ramp up a practice. And so if you are paid purely on, at least ultimately, collections, how it would work is normally you would get a draw, like a base draw, meaning the practice would provide you with a certain amount of money per month. Let's just say $10,000. So your base salary was $120,000. If you didn't bring in enough money to cover that, then you would obviously be having a negative balance. And in that situation, they would generally move forward the negative balance to the next month, hoping that you would pay it off over time. So that's one thing that most people aren't super excited about, especially when they're beginning. So a couple solutions for that one: have some kind of guaranteed base with no negative accrual for the first 6 to 12 months. That's the easiest solution. Or perhaps the negative amount would be wiped out at the end of each year. That's another good way of doing it. So that's the first thing that we talk about. Next thing would be restrictive covenants. So what you can't do either during or after the contract terminates. It could be a non-compete, could be a non-solicit, meaning for a period of time you cannot work as a veterinarian within 10 miles of the practice. Making certain that it's I guess favorable to whatever the desires of the veterinary associate are. Some people, it's extremely important to stay within the same area. For others, it doesn't matter at all. They're planning on moving if the job doesn't work out. So that's one thing we talk about. And then obviously benefits, health, vision, dental, disability, life, and then, malpractice insurance, dues and fees for your license and DEA registration if you need it. These things are important as well. And then finally, termination. So if/when you need to leave, how do you terminate the contract? How much notice you have to provide? Do you have to pay anything back? These are all very important things, and it's just kind of my role as the attorney just to kind of let somebody know, all right, these are the things that you really need to think about. And each person is different. As I said before, for some people, a non-compete is the number one thing. For others, maximizing compensation trumps everything else, and can be very important. For others, it's just flexibility, meaning I want to be able to do relief shifts. I want to be able to, work in urgent care or emergency, or I just want options either during or after the contract ends. So And then the last thing would just be the type of contract. You could have an employment agreement if it's more of a full-time position. You could be an independent contractor if you're doing a lot more relief work and filling in elsewhere. So obviously going over the structure of that and which one might make more sense for the vet is important as well. So that's just a little background on kind of what it's like during a review, how I can assist the veterinary associate during the review process. If you have any questions about your employment agreement or independent contractor agreement, feel free to contact my law firm. All the information is listed below in the description, and I appreciate you watching the video. All right, thanks. Take care.